Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. James.
What's up,
what
brother?
up, girl?
What up? Happy Little Friday.
It's Little Friday because we don't record on Fridays anymore.
No, I'm part of the Yang Gang now.
Yeah.
4-day work week.
Andrew Yang.
Man, has he got at least that figured out. And I'd take an extra grand.
Grande. An Ariana Grande per month.
Just saying, like, that would really bump my mental state up.
It would also bump up your Juul accounts.
Yep.
James.
Just Juulin and Ruulin, motherfucker.
So we need to, there it is. We need to tell the audience what's going on here with Jessie.
I'm a piece of shit now.
Yes. Jessie is a full-blown piece of shit who Juuls now. And you might be saying to yourself.
Rules.
Might be saying to yourself.
You have
hey,
to add
Ross,
that part.
It's okay if there's weed in there, right? It is. But there's no weed in there. It
Nope.
is just, is it nicotine? What is in there?
Nicotine. I get
Is
a
it really?
3%er, yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
So there's 3 or 5% just at the gas station. I know our producers know of all these other places on the dark web to get stuff.
Yeah.
But I am a mom.
Uh-huh.
And so I get a 3%er menthol.
Gross.
Whoops.
From the gas station?
Yeah, or wherever you can get
Who are
brand
you now?
name.
Who
Juul.
turned you to Juuling? What happened?
So
I blame the other moms in the neighborhood.
Yeah. No, it's more like, I like a little fun mom smoke when you're drinking,
Ruulin
right?
and Juulin.
Ruulin and Juulin, like outside the house. We're at a bar downtown. I get a couple drinks in me, and then I'm like, I am 25 again. Give me a ciggy.
Yeah.
And so, but that just wasn't working out for me because I'm not 25, and
Yeah.
a real live cigarette or a bunch of them is not good for the next morning, right?
No, dude.
I found that it like made me feel so much worse.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if I had like one little sneaky mom smoke.
Sure.
So, because once you get the taste, once it hits your lips, you're like, you know?
You know what's weird? Both of us used to smoke.
It's different.
I haven't had a cigarette in,
Don't
besides
lie.
the one I had one with Post Malone.
Right.
I was smoking with Post Malone, but that's a different story because it was like, hey
Sure.
man, I'm not gonna not have a cigarette with him.
Right.
But I hadn't had one in 10 years, somewhere in that like more than that. Yeah, somewhere in the 10-year area, right?
Yeah.
I don't enjoy cigarettes at all anymore, and that's not a thing for me. But I find that ladies, in particular moms, still do for some reason, and I can't figure out why. Because it's not just
I'm here, I can tell you, but go ahead.
Right. And that's what I asked, but it's more for the audience, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's not just the moms in our neighborhood. I want to preface that. It's some other friends that we've had before, and we used to go over to their house in other neighborhoods. You guys would be smoking on the porch, one cigarette, after having a couple cocktails, and the dads would be inside with the kids. Mm-hmm. What is that exactly?
So it's widely known that when women have kids, they are then mothers. That's it. You're nothing else.
Right.
You're a mom.
Yeah.
When a guy has a kid, he's a guy with a kid.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? He has kids somewhere, and he can still be a dude.
Yeah. Pulling
Oh, does that guy
trim.
have kids? Not, oh, is that a father? Do you know what I mean? You're not
right.
always like, oh, he's a father.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, he has a kid. I mean, mostly with the mom. So there's just this thing that we don't get to be who we used to be.
Okay.
And misdiagnosed postpartum is mainly that, where you have to, you're literally, it's the death of whoever you were before.
Okay.
If you want to be a good one, right?
Yeah,
If
a
you
good
don't,
mom, right?
shit, do all the fucking same things you always did. See how it works out.
Sure.
I don't know. for me, it was like completely everything had to change.
Got it.
And so there's this moment when you're out, and for one kind of second, you feel like a normal person. It's hard to explain because I've tried to explain this to you, where you're just like, when you're a mom, it's constant. I'm thinking about now if the kids are going to be able to play with somebody,
right,
or who's going to be texting about how to coordinate to do it. Right.
Sure.
Who's napping? Is he going to nap? Whatever. So for 1 second, sometimes moms get to like be a real person.
Okay.
However that manifests, right?
Yeah.
Some people, it's like, we used to smoke and drink and party like fucking idiots. We're not going to do that, but there is like a little thing of like, I still got it.
Yeah.
You know?
Juulin and Ruulin.
Still a normal person, you know, my life hasn't changed. And it's like, yes, it has.
I understand that.
It full on has changed.
All right, that makes sense.
And then also, everyone knows that I've been having a really hard time mentally in this quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken away everything I love about life.
Yeah.
Being close to people, having fun, socializing, all of that.
Right.
So I started juuling. I don't know.
We went to a restaurant last night. It was packed.
Yeah, like, this is recent, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I guess that was the first place I'd been.
The waiters were still wearing masks, which I found weird. Where it was like, hey, man, no one else, none of us are. So
I know, but that's going to be what it is, right?
Okay.
It's the same thing that like only employees have to wash their hands in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you?
Yeah.
Because the sign only says for employees.
For employees to do it. Yeah. I know. I understand.
Is everyone supposed to?
It's weird. I wash my hands before I touch my dick. Oh. Right. And that's real. So like the looks that I get on the way out of the bathroom are always like, that guy's not going to wash his hands. Like, easy, bro. I have washed my hands before I piss because I want to make sure when I'm touching my penis, it is very clean. You know?
Yeah. No, and that makes sense. And then after?
After I just walk out. I mean, I know my penis is clean. I know where he's been, you know?
Sure.
If he was unaccounted for, we'd have some real fucking problems, right?
Sure.
I know where my dick has been.
Right.
So, yeah, it's clean. My dick is clean, and therefore it's like, all right, great. I want to get out of here.
Is it like a dog's mouth kind of thing?
What's that?
A dog's mouth?
Oh, that it's cleaner than a human's? Yeah.
Something
I
like
would
this.
say even more. I mean,
think that's probably a myth, right?
It's more R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet style, where it's like, you know, my penis, my dong, my whang is in the closet.
Sure.
And it's like picking out a nice shirt. I don't often wear them, but I know where it's at every time. Like, all right, great. And I'll just take that off the hanger and bloop, bloop, you know?
Bloop, bloop. Yeah.
And kind of move on with my day.
Sure.
But that's it, you know? That's kind of where I'm at with that. Like, I washed before, and that's kind of the rules. It's like you take last night. We were eating Indochine, right? There was something spicy. Something spicy we had ordered.
Oh, yes.
Touched it with my hands. Now, imagine if I didn't pre-wash before I touched my dong.
Ooh, that could have been bad.
Correct. That would have been on fire. Mm-hmm. And let's say said penis would have gone into said partner last night.
Sure.
Could have been bad for all of us all the way around.
Yeah.
Been a horrific morning. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we could have even done the show today. But because I'm a pre-washer, I'm a peen.
Everyone was good.
Everyone was fine across the board. Everybody lived their life, and we had a great evening last night.
A pre-washer.
Yeah, pre-washer.
Okay.
Anybody who's watching on YouTube right now, subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast, which encompasses all our media companies. Shows on there. Let me know if you're a pre-washer before you touch your dong, if you're a dude out there. And also hammer that like button so we can beat this algorithm right now. Hammer the like button on YouTube. But yeah, big pre-washer.
Right.
Always have been. I can't remember when I wasn't, to be real with you.
Interesting.
Yeah. I feel like I go throughout my day touching shit. And I was never a big hand sanitizer guy beforehand, or like, you know, I never kept like wet wipes in my car and that shit. Like, whatever was happening in the world, I was like, all right, cool.
Right.
I want to touch it, eat it, and then kind of build up my immune system. I had known a kid growing up his mom was so fucking strict that he always had to wash his hands, or anything that he did, immediately the wipes would come out, or let me wipe your hands, as like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, let me wipe you down. Let me don't get crumbs anywhere.
We all know people like that.
She gave me instructions on how to eat a chocolate chip cookie, and I'll never forget this, even as a small boy. I was in 4th grade. Go over to his house, just the two of us, and he never had friends over. All their furniture was wrapped in plastic. And she goes, she gave us cookies. And when I bit into the cookie, like some crumbs, fell down my shirt and whatever. And she was like, no. When you eat a cookie, you should immediately lick where you took the bite out of. That way there is no crumbs.
Okay, but now we're making fun of people with like mental issues.
I don't think she had a mental issue.
Yes, that's a mental.
Maybe she was OCD or whatever, but
yeah.
she wasn't crazy. Like, I mean, I thought that was crazy, but
Dude, can you imagine though?
No, I cannot. So, but if you're walking through your life like that all the time, right?
Sure. Then,
Jesus, man, you'd be whatever we're going on in right now. You'd be afraid of the world at that point. Massive germaphobe. So
I believe in the hygiene hypothesis.
Okay.
Which is, in medicine, the hygiene hypothesis states that early childhood exposure to particular microorganisms protects against allergic diseases, right?
Yeah.
By contributing to the development of the immune system. So if you keep everything so clean and they don't touch anything, when they do later on in life or whatever, they don't have the antibodies, the immune, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the immunity to deal with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm always like, eat it.
Eat it, yeah.
Off the ground.
You'll figure it out.
No, I mean, whatever
I
it's going to be is if you
that.
try and like sanitize their life, once they get older, they're going to be those like pale, frail, allergic to everything fucking people.
I agree. I'll draw the line at like, hey, dude, don't drop a fucking wet piece of cheese on the floor at a gas station and then eat that.
Gas station, Chuck E. Cheese, places like this where you're like,
Charles.
I don't actually know, but at the same time, I'm not the like crazy.
Yeah.
It's
also Charles Entertainment Cheese, so let's not call him Chuck E. Cheese like that. You don't know him good enough. Call him by his government name.
What's the pizza company?
Charles Entertainment Cheese. Oh yeah, what was the fake pizza company they're going by under?
Pasquale's, right?
Pasquale's, dude. I've yet to order a Pasquale's pizza to my house.
I think we have to.
Yeah,
we have to.
Damn right, we have to. But yeah. Some people are saying the audio has static, Giorgio. It's one of those things where I don't want our kids to be like worried later on in life. So I subscribe to that theory.
Yeah, I'm just not there. There are people that we know that are like, don't touch that, don't whatever. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't seem like, God, like back in the day, we would just be dirty, touching everything,
Sure.
So I do believe that it builds your immune system up. I'm not sure, but that's what I kind of subscribe to, instead of, my God, trying to keep your kid from touching everything or putting everything in his mouth. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't got time for it. I'm Juulin and Ruulin.
Juulin and Ruulin. By the way, I want to address something because I keep getting a ton of messages over the last 2 days. It'll be a quick response to it, but everybody's asking me what my thoughts are on all of these statues being pulled down. Right?
Okay.
Quick response to that, as far as like the Confederate statues and all that stuff being pulled down.
Flags being taken from NASCAR.
Not that. Just the statues.
Oh, just statues.
Personally, the statues, everybody's been asking me about the statues and the statues only. Okay. Because there's these videos of them pulling them down. Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. You should get a statue if you win. If you're a champion and you win, if you would have won that war, absolutely you get a statue. If not, they don't make statues for second place. You know what I'm saying? So, it's kind of my vibe on that. If you would have won, leave them up, but you didn't. And you can always try again.
Are you talking about the black people losing?
No, I'm talking about Confederate soldiers. If the Confederacy would have won, you can keep the Confederate statues up.
Okay.
They didn't win. They didn't win that war. So, therefore,
we can
with
take
the statues, take them down. I don't
take
give
those
a shit.
down. Okay.
Sorry. I don't give a shit. You didn't win. You go to United Center. It's Michael Jordan's statue. He's a champion. Deserves a statue. You go to the Staples Center. You get Shaquille O'Neal out there. Okay. Probably going to add Kobe Bryant to that list. He's a champion because he won. If you don't win, why put a second place statue up?
Right.
I don't want my goddamn kid getting a statue for second place.
Sure.
Should have won. That's it.
Yeah, that really pisses you off.
I don't really have any feelings toward it, to be honest with you. If you were pulling down like Abraham Lincoln's monument or something, There's another story to that. Or
Yeah,
George Washington, like
Yeah, so
he won. Those were winners.
I was going to say about that too. You know I hate museums,
Yeah.
plaques,
Yeah.
reading, history.
Can't stand it.
So the only statue monument that has been awe-inspiring and amazing to me has been the Lincoln Memorial, and it's just so amazing, right?
Amazing,
you can't not be taken by it. Monument, I'm like, what am I gonna do?
I'm proud of you for saying it. I am.
That what? That I'm dumb?
You know my love of Lincoln and Ford's Theater in particular. So when you show love for the Lincoln monuments, you're showing love for me.
But Ford's Theater was like, meh.
That's where he died, Jesse. And then you know where he went
I
to
know,
after he
but,
died? They carried his little body out of
know.
Ford's Theater, across the street into that bed. He died, and then what did they do with him afterwards? They propped him up in a chair,
Right.
and then they built the monument over him. So that monument you see, Lincoln's actually underneath that, just sitting in a tiny chair, and then they've put huge plaster all over it. He's underneath that. I don't want to say we should probably call Nicolas Cage for a job like this, but you can bet your sweet ass that I know. I know what's going on. I understand what the government is doing. The real Lincoln's underneath that fucking monument. He's sitting there exactly like this, Japes. Abrahamus Javuntus Lincoln.
Yeah.
I don't know what his middle name is.
Javuntus?
Javuntus. Seems like a Javuntus. He was a lawyer.
It's like Believe Northcottson.
Yeah, I want to say it's something Latin because he was a lawyer.
Sure.
And every lawyer back from the 1800s was always using like Latin terms.
Sure.
Habeas corpus.
Sure.
Javuntus. I don't even know if that's a Latin term, but it should be.
He had no middle name.
Alex said he had no middle name.
Very Latin. It's
He had
very
no
Latin
middle
to not
name.
have one.
Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's underneath there. He's sitting straight up right now, looking at everybody, and that's I think it would creep people out if they knew the truth.
Of what?
If they knew that Lincoln was sitting under there, just chilling like that.
So stupid. Anyways, so the point
look
is,
at the way he's sitting, James.
Yeah, the point is,
pop that up on the screen, Alec. Look at the way Lincoln's sitting in the Lincoln Memorial. Because if you look closely, look at his right leg.
Right.
Chilling.
Kicked out a little bit.
Chilling, dude.
Right, right.
Yeah. Chilling in that photo. So, I think he was dead and he was a little limpy. Like
Sure.
his body was a little limpy. And then that leg just kind of teetered over. And it was a lot of yelling where it was just like, hey, guys, I think we should just leave it at this point. We got to put the plaster on the rest of this
We have got to get moving, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the point of all of that being, I don't really care about any of the other
statues.
Sure. And I'm wondering who does. But hey, if you love that statue and that plaque and all of that, and it means so much to you to have it up, then I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, and
they're probably just going to take it down. I mean,
and again, this was a quickie. Like the Confederate statues, you lost that one.
Sure.
There's no trophies for.
Yeah, we don't need to
There's
really.
no participation trophies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what that felt like to me. Where it was just like, all right, we're all done with that. You know?
Yeah.
You didn't win. Winners go up.
Right.
That's it. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry about it.
Like Trump, he won the election. There's a statue that goes up of Donald Trump. Like, congratulations, he won.
Yeah.
He did that. You know what I'm saying? And Jordan. The only statue that I was pissed they took down for a little bit was Rocky's statue.
Oh, why'd they take?
They moved it. I don't know if it was getting like too much pub or whatever. I heard they put it back. I heard they put up the Rocky statue back on the. It is back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Alec. We did a live show there, and you went. You ran over there, so it was up there, right? Yeah. Look at that. I think that's a staple in Philly. Like, you got to leave that statue.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if there's any reason to take it down, but yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, that's a real fun one.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that, Jabes.
Do you want a little Wilmington drama in your life?
Wilmington, North Carolina drama? Is there?
And having to do with your girlfriends from One Tree Hill.
Shut up.
Who are your favorite girls from One Tree Hill?
Boy, how do I
Let me count the ways. I know
put them
you
in order?
love
James,
well.
how do I put them in order? We'll go one with Bush.
Of course.
Sophia Bush. But she's got like 26 adopted dogs or something, so it's weird. But I would say Bush, she was my onesies when the show came out. Is she in this?
Yeah. Yes, she's in the drama.
Bush is in this?
But in a good way. But yeah.
Sophia Bush? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The other two after that, there was it was weird? Is the hot one came around later, but that's the one who keeps getting cheated on in real life, so she's probably got her own shit going on. That Jana Kramer girl.
Oh, which one?
Yeah.
Who did she play?
She played like one of the love interests for a while.
Okay.
Like, and kind of.
Meh.
I think she got murdered. I think they murdered her in the show. Anyways.
So
it's
Bush and Peyton, right? Hillary Burton.
Oh yeah, Hillary
Morgan
Burton.
now.
By the way, she's besties with Klein.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Of the show.
They did Lethal Weapon together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And their families like vacation together and stuff.
Do they really?
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Love a good vacation. Anyways, so the controversy is with a professor at UNCW.
Okay.
His name is Mike Adams, and he's a sociology and criminology professor at UNCW. He tweeted, he dined with 6 men at a 6-seat table and said he felt like a free man who was not living in the slave state of North Carolina, before adding, Massa Cooper, let my people go.
Ah.
Massa.
Yeah. Massa
Cooper.
Yeah.
So he's done a couple of other things. Apparently he's pretty horrible to women and is just blatantly kind of like speaks his mind, right? In a world where not so much, right?
Look, I hate dickhead Roy Cooper just as much as the rest of us here.
Sure, but we're not.
I can't wait till he's ousted. But you can't, in today's world, you can't put.
I would argue that I'm not sure what world you can do that, especially in a tweet, right? As a white man,
not anymore.
Talking about
not anymore. Look, he's saying it in jest, and obviously he was not making fun of slaves. He was saying he was a slave, but either way, you can't do that in today's world. And I'm sure he will be gone.
Yeah, and so your girlfriends from One Tree Hill are calling on their fans to take action in Wilmington.
Sure.
And that they will be discouraging people from attending the school and talk poorly of the university if they don't get rid of this guy.
Get rid of this guy. So let me ask you this. Is he a professor or an associate professor?
He's a professor.
So he's probably got tenure then?
Yeah. Which is the issue, I'm sure.
It is the issue, and here's why. If they fire him for this, I can assure you, there is probably no morality clause in his contract, depending upon when he signed there, because that is starting to be a new thing right now, these morality clauses, if you do things on social media. Well, Twitter and all this other shit really hasn't gotten big until about 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
So they're probably looking at his contract right now going, fuck, if we fire him, it'll be a wrongful termination due to his contract, right? Not if he was wrong in real life or not, but due to his contract, they would probably have to come up with a huge buyout and get the guy out of there.
Okay.
And I think in today's society with what's currently going on,
they would be able to.
Yes. And the pull that the One Tree Hill people have here in this town, the cast of that show, is big, and big enough that it would deter students from not going there if this professor was still there. And I'm sure the admissions board is going to look at this and be like, all right, we need X amount of students coming in a year. We can't have one guy fucking it up, one bad apple fucking it up. So I'm assuming they will probably oust this guy.
Sure.
And get him out of there. Because when One Tree Hill speaks,
Wilmington listens.
We all listen, okay?
Yeah, I mean, but mostly Wilmington, because other people are like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that show.
You'll always have a home.
Everyone else in the real world is like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on Netflix, right?
No. It is?
Yeah,
One Tree Hill?
One Tree Hill. Look it up, Alec.
I'd be
I think it is.
surprised. I think Dawson's Creek is maybe.
I think
Yes.
OTH is on Netflix.
OTH. Shut your mouth.
Oh, Hulu. Oh, it's on Hulu. That's right. Damn it, we have a Hulu. That's where I get tuned up.
I also bought Epic and Stars.
Shut the fuck.
Just
you?
joking.
Oh my God,
No,
dude.
I'm just joking.
Jeez.
I'm just joking.
Our
Ongoing.
cable bill will be through the roof.
Well, we don't need cable anymore. You're the one that still has cable. I'm just like getting all the apps,
Yeah,
like a
you
real cord cutter.
Yeah. Here's my One Tree Hill story for the people that don't know, right? We moved here just simply because it was beautiful and it'd be a great place to raise a family and all that stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes.
The only thing that I knew about this town, because I'd never been here, was my love of One Tree Hill and Dawson's Creek. When we got here, I don't know if you remember this, but you were like, hey, let's go have lunch first or whatever. We'll go down to Front Street, like the main street and have lunch. And I go, we can. Do you mind if we stop by the One Tree Hill Bridge? I heard it's only a couple blocks up. And you shot a video of me pretending to dribble a basketball across the bridge like Chad Michael Murray in One Tree Hill. And then I scored it to, I don't want to be anything.
You know what? I block out things in my life
Jessie,
that are embarrassing.
Come on.
That are embarrassing for me. And so, yeah, I probably blocked that out.
So I don't know if you remember that, but there was a house next door, and the woman came out, and she was like, oh, would you like to be in the video with your husband?
And I said, no.
Nope.
No, I don't, ma'am. Thank you, though.
She goes, do you know how many people from all over the world have been to this bridge to see the One Tree Hill Bridge?
You guys, by the way, it's very, what is it?
Untree Hill?
I don't know. It's very small. It's smaller than you think, right?
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
It's not the imposing bridge that you thought it kind of was.
But that's the movie making world, right?
Sure,
Everything you see
sure.
on television, then you go see it in real life, you're like, oh, this is fucking small.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. My parents were always like that, by the way. So my parents, whenever we were shooting a movie, they would fly out and come to set for a couple of days, because they're huge diehard movie fans, right? My entire life, they love going to the movies. We used to go every Saturday to the movies, right? No matter what was playing, how good or bad, we would go see something on Saturdays because they enjoyed going to the movies, and so did I. I mean, we even saw that Bill Cosby movie, Ghost 6.
Ghost Dad?
I forget, man. It was a movie with like 6 in the title, and I was like, oh, was there 5 other of these that came out? And they were like, no, there wasn't. It was just called something 6. Type in Ghost 6, Alec, and
it can't be Ghost 6.
Type in Bill Cosby. Type in Bill Cosby after that, and let's see if I'm right.
Ghost Dad.
Man, I'm thinking of a different movie.
Maybe that was the time that you were seeing it.
No, it was something when I was 6 years old.
No, maybe
Just
it
put
was
Bill
like
Cosby,
6 o'clock.
6 in the title.
Like 6 o'clock, and you just
Leonard 6. That's it. Leonard
imprinted.
6 is the name of it. Yeah. So I remember seeing this as like a small boy, right? We went to go see part 6. There was no other 5. There was
Leonard Part 6. Okay.
There was no other 5s. So it was just called Leonard Part 6. We saw it in a dollar theater, and I remember asking my mom before we went in, I was like, are we going to know what's going on because we haven't seen the other 5? And she was like, there is no 5.
There is no 5. That's the joke.
I guess. I don't remember it because I was super young.
Is that a hot dog?
I'll never forget that conversation. Put that picture of Bill Cosby and the hot dog.
I don't know if I want to go down this
in here.
road.
Yeah, it won a bunch of Razzie Awards and all this other stuff. But 1987. Yeah, I was too young to really remember. But I remember that story and be like, oh, well, we haven't seen the other 5. Are we sure we're good on this? And turns out we were.
Okay.
We were. But anyways,
happy for you and your family.
Exactly right. Watch that movie. Try to sit through that fucking thing. Even as a
Ghost
small
Dad, I
child.
did like though.
I didn't like that movie. But anyways, so they would come out and see whatever movie I was on and see the sets and all that other stuff. Well, Los Angeles, surprisingly, where you shoot all these movies, they don't really have that many sets there. They just don't. Like,
right.
So a lot of these movies, it's just like, oh, well, that was used in a 100 other movies. And one of the sets we were on was for FDR American Badass was the Justified set.
Okay.
So there was one house, this white house in Justified, and I hadn't seen the show Justified, but I had gone on the location scout and picked this house out. And so when I'm walking down the steps to do the scene, my parents were just pulling up then, and I'd finished the scene or whatever, and they were like, "Holy shit!" They were a huge Justified fan. They're like, "You're on the Justified house," and they were like, "I thought it was bigger."
Right.
And I was like, all this stuff should be bigger.
Yeah.
But they stayed and did a couple scenes that day. I put my dad in one of those scenes. There was a gold mining scene with a bunch of miners with FDR around these miners. So I put my dad in as an extra as a miner. Put like black charcoal and, got him real dirty like a miner, working in the mines for the day. And my mom was like, that was the mine and apple dumpling gang with
Yeah.
So whenever you're there, you see all this shit. But the One Tree Hill one was never used for anything else besides that, in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so, right?
No, I don't think so. Maybe the music video. I don't want to be.
Which came first, though? I think the song came before the show, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think it was Gavin DeGraw, and I think they ended up having a contract dispute, and then the song was pulled eventually, as the seasons went on.
And they had a different song?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, never good.
The other one was Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait. Yep. When they went to syndication, they could no longer afford that song, and so it's something else now.
It's I think it's just like an instrumental or something.
Yeah.
But I was always like, oh, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, so if you wonder why Friends has a jingle to it, it's so they can own it forever. So once you own it, it's just like,
right,
fuck off. But yeah, real songs, you have to keep re-upping the license and all that other stuff. And what the musicians think is, well, your show can't possibly go on without my song as the opening.
And they're
it's
like, guess what?
No, it definitely can.
It will.
It definitely can in every single instance.
It can, and it will.
And it will. It will. James, we got some sponsors to pay for this show to be on the air. Is that a shock? I'm still shocked.
A little bit, yeah.
I know, right? I still feel relatively surprised by it. First and foremost, talking about ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Best in the business. Lay down, spread your leg, let me get inside you on a ghost bed. Nope. All right. I won't sing it to you later. You just lost the privilege. No, it's
darn.
a privilege, not a right for me to sing that song to you at night, so you will not hear it anymore. Alec, record it for yourself, release it to the masses, but don't let Jessie ever hear it again. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. If you get a mattress, you get 2 free pillows. They also got sheets, adjustable bases. You name it, they got it. And those adjustable bases, by the way, they get USB ports. You can put a fleshlight in there.
So smart. What?
Plug in a fleshlight. If you're single
What's
and
wrong
don't
with you,
like to
dude?
mingle,
Yeah.
you can put a fleshlight in, hook that up, and just fucking slow hands. Like sweat working over my dirty body. As always, yeah, that's it. As always, 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. And it's still applicable with the 25% off. Dill. Next up, Jabes.
What up?
We got keeps.com/revolution.
Ooh, important in these times.
Isn't it? Are you losing juice on your computador over there? Yeah. You got to plug in, don't you?
Oh, listen to you like a little
Latin
American.
Oh, I'm going to put a little Latin lover into this.
Yeah, sometimes you got to.
Juice up. Juice your fucking head up, too, dude. Go to keeps.com/revolution today. KEEPS.com/revolution. Keep the hair you got. So if you feel like it's thinning, put some Keeps in there. That'll help keep the hair you got in this world. It's free. 30-day trial for free. I said I was going to use it till the end of the year because all my friends are fucking using this shit. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I will use it and we'll see what happens, and I will report back to you at the end of the year. But so far, so good. I'm like a month and a half in right now. I have 0 complaints. So
yeah.
I
feel like
it's
you're
working.
shedding less.
Yes, I think so too. Like I feel like because I used to shed. I have so much hair.
Look, everybody does.
Thick. It's thick.
It's thick.
Yeah, I shed a lot of hair. Always have.
Sure.
Ever since a youth. Because it's thick. My hair is real thick.
Sure.
I'm like a real sheepdog. And I think the Keeps has been keeping it in. So who knows? Go to keeps.com/revolution today. Free 30-day trial. If you don't like it, fuck off. You know? You don't have to do shit anymore. Isn't that nice? Next up, we got strikeforceenergy.com.
Ooh, you're on it. Shabloinkers.
Shabloink, blink, blinks.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloink, blink, blink.
Yeah. Strikeforce Energy is the eternal energy drink for all of mankind. I feel like if we're going to outer space, I feel like there's going to be Strikeforce there. Again, don't apply it to yourself in any sexual situation. That is a negative.
Cautionary tale.
Yes, tale as old as time. Do not do that. But it is great for keeping your energy up throughout the day. Lasts longer than 5-hour energy. No carbs, no sugars, only good times. Rip it open and squeeze it into any liquid available. Go to strikeforceenergy.com today. Promo code REVOLUTION, 20% off of their Jabless. We're mother squeezing Jabless. Last but not least, we got straightrazors.com.
We do.
We do.
Okay.
Oh. How you feeling, Jabes?
I don't want to do it. Just for a little bit. But I do like it.
The heat's around the corner, but you do like it.
I do like it. I do like
worried about the cancel culture.
I like a straight
Jabes.
razor.
You do.
Yeah. Do you like it?
I more than like it.
It's a clean
like
cut.
it.
It's smooth.
James, I like it.
It's smooth. It's a clean cut, and I do like it. Yep, I like it.
James worrying about getting canceled.
Look,
I get it, dude. They're coming out to everybody these days. We've been talking about it for days now.
A huge podcast.
I've never seen Alec laugh this hard in 2 years.
Never.
I've never seen him laugh this hard in 2 years. Gordon Wagner, I'm going to give you a shout out right now. Because he's marked the time code of that on every single episode.
It's going to be a momentous occasion.
I feel like we should have Gordon Wagner on the show.
We have to, and just be like, how did this start? What do you?
Write in the comments where you live, Gordon. Just the city, not your address, obviously. That'd be weird.
Sure.
I think people would make a pilgrimage though to Gordon Wagner's house.
Oh yeah.
But we're sorry, Gordon. We're going to give it a break for a little bit.
Just a little bit. Jesse's
Everyone's
scared.
getting canceled.
Jesse's scared.
She's scared.
A huge podcast just disappeared on Apple Music.
Are you being serious? Whose was it?
Stassi Schroeder.
Yes, she just got fired. Oh, wait, let me finish this and we'll get to that.
Yep.
StraightRazors.com, best in the biz for shaving products.
You guys know it.
You know it. Look, you use it all the time.
You don't need me to tell you.
Great Father's Day gift. Father's Day is coming up. Go to straightrazors.com, promo code REVOLUTION, 20% off. Her podcast is gone.
Disappeared.
What
Nowhere
happens?
on Apple. So I think.
So she was on the Vanderpump Rules.
Mm-hmm. And her and 3 other cast members were fired for racist.
Wait, but this one says after making a false police report on her former castmates.
This was a long time ago.
Radio.com released a statement saying, we recently learned of racially charged and inappropriate actions by Stassi Schroeder during one of her previous projects. In light of this, Radio.com has made the decisions to part ways with her. We take these matters very seriously and condemn these actions. Straight Up with Stassi has been removed from our portfolio. Okay, I think
it's a media company, and so they took, they took it down. It wasn't like
all
Apple.
Right. We own our own media company, so
the company,
we're right there.
Yeah. So interesting that she didn't own part of her feed, but
you don't actually. So it depends on. It's called the IP, intellectual property. And this most recently happened with Call Her Daddy.
Right.
Where if someone creates a podcast for you.
Sure.
Which is happening a lot. So media companies will go to huge celebrities, which is why you see them on the charts and all that other bullshit.
Plug and play.
Correct.
Type of
And they're
stuff.
like, look, all you have to do is show up and record once a week, and we'll do the rest of it for you, and we'll own the feed and give you a cut of marketing and whatever.
Got
right?
it.
That's what probably happened in this case. And if memory serves me correctly, it's happened to that guy, one of your favorite shows, The Murder Show, out of Miami. The guy was in Miami.
Oh, Sword and Scale, yeah.
Yes. Because it was underneath that media company, and the media company cut it loose, but he owned the intellectual property.
Okay.
On that. So,
yeah.
That's how we got it back and why he was able to continue.
Yeah.
How is Sword and Scale doing now?
Great.
Still, nothing's changed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's on the charts. He has his own media company essentially. I don't know how well he's doing, but the shows are great and they're still pretty high on the charts.
If his show is still that high on the charts, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
He's doing fine. I'm glad looking at this article because Alec has got it popped up right now. I'm glad that this was not a coordinated effort by Apple and Spotify.
Yeah, no.
And Stitcher, because if that's the case, Jesus Christ, I think there's over 800,000 podcasts right now, dead serious, out in the world.
Yes.
You could comb through all of them and probably eliminate 799,000 of them and try to get to the 1,000 clean ones and try to figure that the fuck out. Because again, these should be public utilities. The only one that has not been protected under this, to my knowledge, is still Alex Jones.
Yeah.
That was
the biggest.
That was Apple and Spotify and everybody getting together and personally yanking his feed.
Mm-hmm.
He was not working for a media company when that happened. He owns all of his own stuff. So,
right.
They were the ones that made that decision. Hopefully that doesn't happen to everyone, because that would be fucking crazy at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but most of these podcasts are under some kind of
media company, but we own our own
umbrella. Yeah.
We own our own, so we'll put that out there for the audience. Otherwise, we'll keep popping up with like mustaches on our faces and like different.
Yeah,
the
different
Snoss
disguise.
Patterson revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We would even switch over to. I'll tell you what. If ours gets yanked, we will switch it over to the Jesse Wiseman revolution.
That's what everyone was wanting.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so that'll be our second one, and then we'll kind of have some fun, flirty ones that pop up after that. So,
right.
Yeah.
Fun and flirty.
Because we've got some huge news here that we're going to announce in the next couple months.
Mm-hmm.
One is with a TV show that I'm doing, and another one is just company-wise. And we're looking to expand and create more podcasts, and we have a couple that are coming underneath the banner that we're amped about, that are in the works. And I will say this, like, there is, man, how do I word this carefully? It is the smartest play these days to own your own media company and not work for one of these, because they can pull your shows and all your shit whenever they want for whatever comment or whoever gets butthurt on the internet, and they could yank it. Sword and Scale was one of the biggest shows on the planet, and that got housed. We did an episode on it a long time ago whenever that happened, and they commented on the show.
Yeah. They're like, love the show. I was like, oh my God.
Which was cool, yeah. Because that's one of your faves.
Yeah.
So I
Boudet.
think that is the future of all of this is like, look, own your own content and everything else. Because, you work for one of these butt fucks, and this can happen to you. They can decide, and, I think at the Sword and Scale one, they just teamed up on him. All the other hosts there were like, we don't want him on the fucking network, and get him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. With this, Homegirl's clearly with whatever.
She was really saying whatever and doing whatever she wanted to, and some of it not great.
Some of it, it's not great, but you have to go back to the freedom of speech thing. Like, this girl's a fucking idiot, right?
No, so what she did was a former castmate, one of the only black castmates that they had, was named Faith. She was a black girl, and these two castmates, Stassi and her friend Kristen, called the cops on her for stealing. And she didn't.
It wasn't part of the show?
It was part of the. I don't know if it was on the show. She said it on a podcast. She told the story on a podcast.
Okay.
Someone else's podcast a long time ago. And it was all corroborated, where they had a picture of this black girl like stealing from some place, and they called the cops, knowing it wasn't her. They called the cops on this
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
So now it's like lawsuit. There's all things like it's actually more than just saying something. Like she actually.
Sure. So there's like video and some other shit.
Yeah. And they admitted to it kind of laughing. Because this girl had slept with one of their friends, whatever. They thought it would be a funny thing to falsely accuse her of something and call the cops on her.
That one is brutal.
So that...
And especially now?
Now.
Oh, boy.
Well, it wasn't now that she did it or said it, but it was close enough to now.
Well, the story has carried over into now, so, yeah.
Yeah, and the way that they were talking about it on the other podcast was like very laughing and funny and making lots of light about it.
You can't call and make fake police reports about stealing and or anything else. The cops are busy enough. The last thing they need is some white girl humor of like, oh, hey, wouldn't this be funny to do this racist prank?
Yeah, fuck her. We're going to, So
look,
they got a little bit too
I understand that.
Big for their britches.
So I'll put it to you this way. If she was under our media company, we'd fire her too.
For sure.
For that. Like, that would be fucking retarded.
That's just, like, stupid,
I would let her keep her fucking shit, too. I'd be like, hey, man, you can keep your feed and your show and everything else.
Just get out.
Just leave. I don't really care about that. But, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't do shit like that here, so, like, that wouldn't even cross my mind.
No.
You and I hate pranks anyways, of any form. Like, you and I are just the opposite of Clooney on set, you know? Don't fucking bother me with Vaseline on the toilets.
Don't fucking make my pants like 2 inches
shorter.
Yeah. Have the wardrobe people.
Yep.
Nobody has fucking time for your shit.
Yeah.
I know you're rich and bored, but all of us are like busy and fucking working.
Nothing is worse to me than a shitty prank from somebody where I'm just like,
pranksters.
Hey man, isn't that hilarious? No, it's not.
No, dude,
it's not. And there's water all over the floor now.
Yeah.
You're going to clean that up.
Now I've got shaving cream in my fucking face.
Yeah, now I've got shaving cream in my face. I'm wearing your grandmother's clothes, and I have dumped out in them. And I don't know who's going to clean the shit out of these. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's not the fun prank, you know?
No.
So we've never been pranksters.
Yeah, nobody likes a prankster.
No.
Stupid.
And I think people assume, like, because I'm a comedian and shit, they're like, oh, man, Ross must love it, pranks all the time. It's like, no. Because I've been asked before with you. They're like, Jessie's so funny. I bet she's just so funny all the time behind the scenes. And I was like, she's just genuinely funny in real life all the time. But you would never pull a prank where it's like, oh, there's a dead cat head in the freezer.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, where'd you get that? Side of a road?
Saran wrap on the freaking toilet.
Yeah. None of that. We don't subscribe to any of that shit.
April Fool's Day is literally the
worst day. Yeah.
Favorite day.
Yes.
We turn off all social media. Like, I don't talk to,
nope.
meet up with
yep.
anyone on that day.
If you're trying to get me to use social media that day, I won't do it.
Won't do it.
I hate it. I hate that day. I hate April Fool's Day. By the way, I saw a guy with one of those new flip phones that I wanted, the Razor.
Ooh, what'd you think?
I was super jealous.
Right.
So fucking jealous. And I asked him. I just said, hey, man, I love that phone, by the way. That's what I want. It's my dream in this life or whatever, right? And he goes, oh, thanks, man. It's new. It was that new one.
Yeah.
From the Razor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, can I ask you what you do for a living, you know, whatever? And he was just like, oh, yeah, you know, I do this and marketing and whatever and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, do you not have to use social media or anything else like throughout your day for work? And he was like, no, never do. And I go, man, that's amazing. I just want to say, you know what I said to him? I go, I know this sounds weird because we're probably the same age, but I want to be like you when I grow up. And he goes, why? What's the thing? And I go, he goes, did you used to have the old one? I was like, I did used to have the old one, but I was like, the problem is I have to use the phone so much for work now that I was like, me and my wife have this ongoing joke that whenever I get a Razor phone, you'll know that I've made it and I don't have to answer or to talk to anyone on social media ever again. But
well, you know, when I have the Bill Murray line, I've made it.
Which one?
He just has a 1-800 number.
Oh, yeah.
For any correspondence.
Be great, wouldn't it? Be great. A neighbor of ours, by the way, their uncle passed away. Mm-hmm. And They had one of those
that's right.
flip phones, but it's not the Razor one. What's the real thin one? That's looks like a matchbook kind of, and it opens. Remember when the tiny phones used to be a thing, and it was just like, oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
sweet.
so I think it was like a Nokia.
Yeah,
like
but it
a
was
Nokia
really
flip.
tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, box is full. This guy had.
So the uncle died, and they were cleaning out his house, and he had kept every cell phone that he'd ever had in his life, perfectly in perfect condition. So they still had the charger.
Yep.
They still had
In like a plastic baggie.
plastic case with the instructions, the directions, all of that shit. Right.
Some Depression era stuff.
Yeah. It was the
Don't get
flip
rid of
one.
anything stuff.
It was the little tiny flip one. But anyways, I saw
the
their
Nokia flip with a antenna. But yeah.
that one all the way to the far left, the Motorola. Oh, maybe it was a Razor, the old school Razor. It's tiny. Far top left. Anyways, I saw his son with it, and his son is like 9, I think, 9 or 10, and I was like, oh, did you get him a cell phone, whatever? And he's like, well, we're thinking about giving him that one because you can't do anything on it except for make phone calls. And I was like,
beautiful,
brilliant.
Who's gonna set that up? I don't know what phone company would.
All you need is the number, so it doesn't really matter at that point.
Yeah,
like,
true.
It's because you can still get burner phones,
right?
For $50 at the grocery store or whatever if you need it. Which
I feel like there's an analog situation going on, but yeah.
Yeah, but look, that's kind of it. And I was like, man, if that works, let me know. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about testing it out.
Love it.
That's a great thing to give to a kid where it's just like, all right, if you want to get a hold of your kid, just to make sure they're there and they're not looking at porn, from a young age, then that's probably the phone to do it for you.
The most they can do is like text boobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even then, it's going to have to be.
But
beep, boop, 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 boop,
yeah, to be.
Oh. Yeah, over and over again. But that's about it. Because you can't take pictures with it either.
No.
So then that way you don't have to worry about, blasting
Anything.
fucking dick pics or anything. Like,
yeah.
You got that old school phone.
You don't have to worry about your kid liking you either. That's cool.
Well, it's a parenting win, I think.
Sure. Sure.
It's a parenting win. I don't know what the age is.
For a phone?
Yeah.
It's looking like 10, 11, which is hard to handle, but
yeah,
it's kind of what it's looking like as far as like people that I know.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much on a phone you can really go through these days where you're just like, man, you can find the end of the internet on one now.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like it's over at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the last frontier where it's like, cool.
Once you go down that road, it's sort of like, that's it.
Yes.
I would love, love, love for it to be 16, but I don't think that's realistic.
I remember my age. Do you remember your age?
Of what? I got a beeper.
Ooh, you had a pager?
I had a pager at 15
911
or 16.
Hit me up. Where to party at?
Yep.
Where to party at?
Mm-hmm.
Mine was the summer between 8th grade and 9th grade.
That you got a phone?
No, I didn't get a phone, but the internet was up. And it was like there was a couple of my friends that had internet, and you'd have to wait 3 hours to see like one picture of someone completely nude,
Okay.
And I remember thinking at the time, I was like, oh man, now that this is here, like it's going to get faster and everything else, whatever. It was like, oh, that's it at that point, Because then you start looking up other fucked up shit. And then you were like, all right, I understand the world. I think I'm good to go.
Yeah, for sure.
10 is, so what was I? I was about 15. 10 is young to know the world like that,
Yeah.
Like, you can find some real rabbit hole shit on the internet. Didn't you guys do an episode about that on Drinkin Broettes the other day?
We went down weird rabbit holes, but yeah.
Okay.
What was it? We did like lazy sex positions and then like active sex positions.
That
then
you
there
can
was like
find on the internet?
Yeah. There's like a list of both, like a list of lazy ones and a list of, and then like showing you
right
with pictures. And then we did myths about fertility. So like nothing fun, but you can pretty much go down any prolapse rabbit hole you want to.
Yeah. It always comes back to prolapse with you.
Well,
did that affect your life when you saw
I must have imprinted when I did my first like search, like real deep dive into the internet.
Right.
That must have been something that imprinted on me of like, holy shit, what the fuck have I found?
Yeah. Were you seeking it yourself or did it find you?
It found me.
Oh, it did?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because if you were seeking that out yourself, that tells me a little bit more about you.
No.
Okay.
No.
Making sure.
Just like you can click. That's the point of the rabbit hole, right?
I understand.
Is like you click different things and then you end up like inside someone's butthole.
But it still starts with a search, James. It still starts with a search. So if it was you doing the search,
yeah,
I'd be a little worried.
Yeah, but you start with like porn, okay, weird stuff, okay, butts. Okay, inside butt.
Grape stuff,
okay,
purple stuff, Sunny D,
right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like a prolapse in your face. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That person's dying. And they're like, they're not dying.
No, they're not dying.
They're still alive.
They're still alive, and it's just their entire anus is outside of their body.
But anyway.
Mine was the horse fucking video. That was when I was just like, that's too much internet. I don't need that much internet.
Yeah. We've gone past the point.
Yep. I don't need that much internet in my life.
Sure.
I don't need that much. And then like the midget porn also was another one where I was like, I don't need this much internet in my life.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like there should be settings and filters on there for that type of porn.
Like fences put up, basically.
Yeah, where it's just like, hey, man.
Caution tape.
Yeah, this is not your world. Turn back. And it's like, oh, all
Nothing will make me go into the rabbit hole more than caution tape or don't go in there. So maybe there shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? What? If you were in a porn rabbit hole and there was a thing that said don't go in here,
oof.
Guess who's fucking opening that fucking box?
Yeah.
Me. Yeah.
Because I've got a pretty high tolerance for that type of shit. Like I was one of the first ones of my friends to fully make it through 2 Girls 1 Cup.
And I still haven't done that.
Yeah. So I was one of the first friends where I remember watching that with like 4 friends, and they all bowed out, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna finish this off and see what happens. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then I would say maybe 3 weeks ago. If you're not familiar with that beautiful video,
sure,
it's art at this point. It's 2 girls pooping all over, in a cup, and then smearing it all over each other,
right?
Eating it, puking it up, doing the whole thing, right?
I do not do that.
So that said friend who had bowed out of that challenge,
sure,
to watch it, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, sent me a video of an old man, like just a nondescript old man, maybe looked like he owned a dinghy somewhere that he takes out, on like Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Sure.
Maybe he tries to catch his own little fish and cooks it himself, probably lives by himself, that type of vibe. Kind of thin. He had a bozo ring.
Very crazy heart.
Yeah, but he had a bozo ring. He had a B ring.
Sure.
And it's him, and I thought he was deaf initially at the beginning of the video, because he walked, like he set up a camera like right in front of me, right? He set up the camera, and then he walks up close to it, and he goes, hey, and then holds up the index finger for the number 1, like, just a second, let me show you something, right? And as he walks backwards, you realize he's entirely naked. His face was in the thing, and you're like, oh, all right, well, that's a fun thing, small penis, the whole thing, it's just like, great, I can't wait to see what this is. I thought it was going to be like jumping jacks or some form of like breakdancing or something like that. It was not. Instead, he was in his kitchen, and he had a hamburger bun, both top and bottom. He put the bottom bun on the floor, held up his finger again as if, hey, there's still more to this.
Oh, all right.
Took a shit on the bun, and then rebunned it with the other bun. He top bunned it, right? And then ate the entire sandwich on camera, and there was no edits, no cuts, no nothing. And he goes, look, Ross, remember the 2 Girls with 1 Cups? Like, enjoy it. Enjoy this for the rest of your day. The video has now haunted me for close to 3 weeks at this point, and there's not a day goes by that I don't think about it. And
no, I
want to say to my buddy out there, fuck you.
Yeah.
Because that is really living inside my mind right now. And I'm not amped about it whatsoever. That's why, for me personally, I wish there was some caution tape on that one where I just would have been like, nope, because
Sure.
the thumbnail was a happy old man with a bozo ring just waving like a little sea captain, you know?
No.
Hey,
No.
hey. And I was like, wonder what this guy's going to say. You know?
Nope.
Because here's the weird thing. I didn't even notice, because he was naked, I didn't notice the buns on the counter, the hamburger buns.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was like, all right, it's got to be some form of dance or something like that. And then it was tiny, and then once he pulled the hamburger buns over, I was like, oh, no. Probably going to get a shit sandwich right now. That's exactly what I got, James. Do you want to watch that video after the show's over? Or
no, I don't
Okay.
do stuff. I don't do those.
Okay, you don't do scat porn?
Those, no, I joke about it, but I don't do it. I don't go down that road. I think it's hilarious, but I don't. No.
Can't you get sick off of that? Like, that's what I kept thinking of. Like, man, is he gonna get sick off of this?
I
or-
mean, his own. I don't know. Other people's. That's when it's.
That's
like,
when it gets weird.
What is
All right.
happening?
Look, I don't know. I don't live with him.
Sure.
I don't know that hombre.
Sure.
Would I like to? You bet. I'd like to meet him.
Why?
I want to see if that's a daily thing for him, because this is not a famous person. This is not a porn star. It's a regular Joe. Mm-hmm. You know, I wonder if that's a thing for him, where it's just like, hey man, I gotta kind of eat my own feces and go on about my life and whatever.
Right.
As I heard about one of those like survivors of like I don't know, stuck in some like avalanche or something like that, and they were stuck or whatever. One of those stories where they had to drink their own piss for a little bit because they weren't getting any liquid. They had to hydrate themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Right.
Yeah.
And that later on in life, like occasionally they, once a month they'd have a half cup of piss because they were used to the taste, and it brought back some weird thing about saving their own life and everything else. So
No. So
you are welcome, Jables, for
thank
my
you
life.
very much.
You are welcome
Thank
for my
you
little
very
life.
much.
Oh, so good. So good, James. Weird show.
I mean, yeah.
Is it a weird way to end the Thursday show?
No, I think it's perfect. Little Friday, Juulin and Ruulin.
Juulin and Ruulin on a Friday, kids. Don't forget to go to iTunes and rate the show a 5-star and give it a quick review. Helps move us up the charts. And we own our own media company, so Jabes can't get canceled.
I know, but I'm still a little scared.
You are a little gun shy.
Just taking a break.
Taking a break. That's it. Taking a little break from You Right Kids.
Yeah. I'll let you say it.
I'll let you say. You take the heat, Ross.
You take the heat, Rob.
I've got enough. Put the load on Henry. Put
Henry.
the load on me. What's the real lyrics
Fanny,
of that? Oh,
but
Fanny?
yeah.
That sounds worse.
Okay.
Put the load on Fanny.
Is that what it
Ugh.
is? God damn it. It's the band.
Put
Yeah,
the
the
load
weight.
right on me.
Fanny, brother.
Yeah,
Who's the real band fan?
take a load off Fanny.
Take the load for free.
Yeah,
Eesh.
take the load
Okay.
for free. Oh,
When you say it and you don't sing it,
Yep.
it sounds
if you said it seriously, I'll read it. I'll
Worse.
read it in a Morgan Freeman voice to end the show. Take the load off Fanny. Take a load for free.
free.
Take a load off Fanny, and
And
you put the load right on me. Ah, that sounds sexual, doesn't it?
that's what I'm saying.
Gross, Shaves.
You
I don't
did
wanna,
it.
I don't. Who out of the band do you think was dropping loads on Fanny?
Probably Robbie Robertson, if I were to guess.
You think it was old Dirty
Oh,
RR?
with a name like that.
Dirty
You
Robbie?
are dropping loads on Fanny.
Yeah, you're goddamn right you are.
But anyways, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I will see you on the...
Fake news. Yeah,
Fake
we have fake news on Drinkin Bros today. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. All of our media shows are on there. Drinkin Broettes, Ross Patterson Revolution, Drinkin Bros, Drinkin Bros Sports, and Savage Saturdays with Derek Wida. We'll be adding a couple more in the fall, which we are amped about. In the meantime, Jabes, pick up some hamburger buns before I get home tonight.
Oh.
Put them on the counter. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.